The island of Guam can only be described as paradise. Although it's a U.S. territory, most people on the mainland aren't familiar with Guam because of its proximity to Asia. However, the fitness scene here is booming. Go to any beach and you can spot island hardbodies displaying the fruits of their labors in the gym. And to be sure, the beautiful native women of Guam take notice.
Where there's beaches, there's bodies. And everybody really wants to look good here.
Indeed, the people of Guam do want to look good on the beach. When the Miller Lite Mr. Universe competition came to Guam, the competitors were a huge hit with the locals.
It's very seldom that so many international renowned bodybuilders come to Guam, and Guam's such a little island, no one really comes here. So now that everyone's here, we're all excited and real welcoming.
The bodybuilders were flattered by the attention they received. But they didn't quite comprehend. Little did they know that the Guamanians looked to them as the island bodies of the future.
I haven't seen anybody's body as well sculpted as the competitors that have arrived. And as far as men are concerned, I guess they're kind of intimidated about them, but they've been training for over 10 years of their lives. And on Guam, like you say, it just started about 2 years ago.
Though bodybuilding and fitness may be new to Guam, the islanders have already added their unique style to the whole experience of staying fit. Call it friendly fitness.
At least in the gyms here, that everyone helps everyone out. Even though we're competing against each other, that everyone will go that extra step to help someone on their dieting or to help someone on their training.
The bodybuilders and their gracious female hosts piled into an amphibious troop carrier left over from World War II to check out a secluded enclave called Star Sand Beach. It was a place that had something to offer everyone, visiting foreign bodybuilders and locals alike. The bodybuilders had to leave this tropical heaven much sooner than they wanted. But of course, the native women
When you leaving?
never wanted these sculpted Adonises to go. Little did the men of the Miller Lite Mr. Universe competition know that they had helped to hasten the evolution of fitness on this tiny island. For American Muscle, I'm Ron Jackson.
Now that is paradise, and we'll have more from Guam.
Is a unique and wonderful event. It's the only competition each year that allows athletes to meet others of their kind from a myriad of cultures. At the Miller Lite Mr. Universe Championships in Guam, over 200 men came from over 60 countries.
Korea.
And each had the goal of bringing honor and glory to his nation.
33, England. 34.
The men were of every race, color, and creed. And there were more languages than at the Tower of Babel. Still, the rugged physiques these athletes sported marked them all as brothers, regardless of their nationality or culture. Each had worked long and hard in the gym and endured Spartan diets in hopes of being crowned the world's best amateur bodybuilder. Another uniting factor for these men was the passion of their coaches.
It's going to be a toss-up between Bill Davey and Ade.
You know, when they have the front shot, it just looks like Ade is a little bit more striated. You know what I mean? And I don't know if the judges, it's hard to say which way they're going to go.
Yeah, he's a little bit smaller joints, which gives him the appearance of having larger muscles, too.
Well, we'll find out when we come back who wins the coveted overall championship for Muscle Mania. Virtual Bodybuilding Championships from Redondo Beach, California is being brought to with Twin Labs. All right, we're back at Muscle Mania. Let's find out who the overall champion is. You're looking at the division winners. The lightweight representative is Owen McCurdy. The middleweight is Leslie Gain. The light heavyweight is Ade Rai, and the heavyweight is Bill Davey. And the overall champion from Muscle Mania is Ade Rai.
Wow. That is the most nerve-wracking part, standing there waiting for them to announce who won.
Presenting the trophy is Sergio Oliveira. He's representing the title sponsor, EAS. And just think of what's going through Ade Rai's mind
Yeah,
right
you know what
now.
he's thinking? He's thinking, how am I going to get the trophy on the plane? It's like a weapon.
All the way from Indonesia.
Now he gets to eat normal foods on the way home and relax a little bit. It's so intense. If people would have a clue how intense that training is, and that dieting and that preparation.
But he reaps the rewards.
Yes, and he's a gracious man. He deserves everything he got. That's fantastic.
Well, there you have it. The crowning of the king, the overall champion, Ade Rai from Indonesia. And I'll tell you, Corey, that was...
International is always the first to bring you the newest, hottest talent in fitness and bodybuilding. This month, Ray Gun shows you how Ade Rai trains the triceps that conquered all of Asia before coming to America and winning the Muscle Mania Natural Bodybuilding Championships. American Muscle Magazine is being brought to you by EAS, the makers of Phosphagen HP and Betagen, scientifically designed, university-tested supplements for building a better body. By Metrex Engineered Nutrition, rated #1 in bodybuilding news. Frank Seppi remains in high demand with a new emphasis on fitness modeling rather than competitive bodybuilding. Gorilla Wear Clothing recently, Ade Rai has relented to constant requests in his native Indonesia and the Asian Rim and is now a hot property as a television commercial actor. It's safe to say that Ade is now one of the most recognized faces and bodies among the world's best natural bodybuilders. Mike Matarazzo was a big hit at Germany's FIBO convention. The athlete is a talent recruiter for engineers and studies of Pacific Island Fitness. Join us for a chronology like no other as we highlight the past decade of American Muscle Magazine.
Called me to go out to the university campuses, in the highways and byways to preach the gospel.
The most well-known champion outside the United States is Ade Rai, the most recent Muscle Mania victor. Ade is known throughout Asia not only as a bodybuilder, but as a television personality and commercial star. He's made it his single-handed mission to bring bodybuilding up to 1997 standards in his native Indonesia.
The sport is very marketable. I mean, a lot of Indonesian people love to see big guys, love to see people who has a good physique, good body. That's why a lot of people wants to do bodybuilding. But the problem is we don't know how to package the sports. In US, they have a good show, they have a good magazine, good facilities, but in Indonesia, we're still working on it.
The Muscle Mania tradition will continue with more great champions who redefine the parameters of natural bodybuilding with every year's event.
Indonesia. Now, I know you're psyched for the show. You ready to go? Come on, let's go. You're gonna have to excuse me, Ade. I see a hottie. Excuse me, miss. I see... No, don't pay attention. Pay attention to me. I've seen you in the gym before. What do you do? I've seen you somewhere around.
You know what? I'm a model.
You're a model?
I'm featured on some videos, and I have my own poster out, and I have a calendar coming out.
What's the name of your calendar?
Oh, it's called Sex Smooth S2, and it's featuring the remix girls.
Really? And so you want to get in the whole entertainment thing and acting and everything?
Yep, exactly.
But you know what? I got a friend who was a Fitness America pageant winner in 1995, Amy Fadley. She's doing a movie called Heaven and the Suicide King. We went behind the scenes. Let's take a look and see what happened.
Give a big round of applause to Amy Fadley!
Well, if you want to win Muscle Mania, at least you have to use some weights, Josh.
All right, well, when we come back, I'm going to try to put on some more weight. Next up, Mark Bushbach from Oregon. Come on, another set. Go. Yeah. So humble. What's your philosophy behind working out and everything?
No, I try to be a positive role model, especially for young people back home, my country in Indonesia. The stage is where I try to show off, not on the street or someplace.
So you don't get in fights on the streets when you're on the stage.
Hopefully
You're like,
not.
you know, this is where I am. This is what I've been doing. I work out in the gym for this. You know,
That's right.
I got a friend in Oregon. His name is Mark Bushbach, and I tell you what, he is the most humble guy I know with a great physique. We flew a whole camera crew up there just to take a look at him. Let's see what's going on.
Why do men take up bodybuilding? Is it to win contests or to get on magazine covers? Maybe to get girls. Mark Bushbach may have had all these goals in mind, but what drives him to build his extraordinary physique is more internal than external.
All right, that's enough. Your chest is big enough. Wow. All right, let me see. You look like a big guy. Let me see a side chest shot.
Side chest?
Yeah. I got something that's going to blow you out of the water, baby.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. That's pretty good, huh?
One pack. That's
yeah.
good.
Tell you what, stay with us. A lot more American muscle to come. Muscle Mania highlights coming up next.
You're okay, man.
Yep, I'm doing good.
The PGA Tour is about competing, but you can't compete in this world without a good education. Through the Western Golf Association, we...
I'm all right. I tell you what, though. You competed in Muscle Mania.
That's right.
What was it like? Tell me all about it.
Well, as a natural bodybuilder, I compete mostly in a natural show. Muscle Mania, I think, is the best show I've ever won.
You felt really good getting off stage,
Yeah,
and you won the whole
very
thing.
hard. I mean, I'm proud as a Muscle Mania champion. Right?
That's unbelievable. I tell you what, there's some great teenage and masters guys who are unbelievable bodybuilders who competed in the recent Muscle Mania show. Check them out. Let me see the tricep. Let me see the beefiness. Oh, yeah.
The Muscle Mania World Championships is now the undisputed king of natural bodybuilding events. With the recent event drawing 150 incredible athletes from the United States and beyond. Natural bodybuilding has exploded in popularity as a sport for any age. This month, we'll look at some of the best, both young and old, the teenagers and masters competitors. Josh O'Neill was the youngest Muscle Mania competitor at just 17. From the desert community of Barstow, California, he's already earned the teenage titles of ABA World Champion and Ironman Naturally. Greg Tribulato was a nationally ranked tennis 22nd in beautiful Redondo Beach, California.
So, Ade, you're telling me that I eat pizza and chocolate and do this once every 3 weeks, I'll be totally shredded like you?
Yeah, plus ice cream.
Ice cream, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Stay with us. A lot more American muscle to come. Minute needs to do our show. That's the bomb. I appreciate that. Jen, Fitness Festival's coming up. I know you're getting ready for that. You got your calendar sexy smooth. You getting ready for that? Mm-hmm. Next month's edition is going to be even better than this one. Can you guys believe it? Mm-hmm. See you guys next month on American Muscle. Give me a flex. Come on, all of you guys. Come on.
Good.
Builder to the creator of a unique sports nutrition line is a provider has been on a mission. While other athletes try to advance their own fame and careers, his efforts have taken on a more philanthropic bent, no less than to make health and fitness a part of everyone's life in his native Indonesia.
What I'm trying to promote in Indonesia is not just bodybuilding, like promote big muscle or bodybuilding only for a guy. It's not like that. What I'm trying to promote in Indonesia is bodybuilding for everybody.
Ade is a bona fide celebrity in Indonesia, appearing in commercials, talk shows, and magazines. And he does so not because he wants to bask in the limelight of adoration, but rather to market the sport of bodybuilding.
It's very efficient to promote bodybuilding in Indonesia. Bodybuilding is just kind of new in Indonesia, and because you're a bodybuilder, you build muscle, you just look different than the others, so a lot of people will recognize you easily.
With his influence and also through his own contest, the Ade Rai Classic, a whole new generation of Indonesian youth has begun pumping iron and eating healthy. Still, a major obstacle for many young men is a lack of quality training facilities. But Ade's been working on that problem as we speak.
Hopefully, someday in the future, I can have my own gym. Hopefully this year, so I can help a lot of young people in Indonesia wants to work out, wants to do bodybuilding seriously.
Ade feels that educating aspiring Indonesian bodybuilders is his key to success. And it centers around a simple, time-honored principle. Take everything one step at a time.
When a kid wants to be like me, they have to be patient. That's for sure. I mean, everything has to be patient. You cannot just get rich in 1 day or 1 week. You cannot get clever in 1 day or 1 week. And you cannot also get big in 1 day or 1 week. You have to eat properly, rest properly. It takes time. It takes a lot of time, energy, consistency. That's right.
It's possible that one day in the future, Ade Rai will be remembered not merely as a champion athlete, but as the father of Indonesian bodybuilding. Man champ Kenneth Ade, Super Body champ Stan McQuay, and many more vie for a $10,000 prize and the illustrious honor of becoming Muscle Mania Pro Champion. Nearly 200 of the world's best natural bodybuilders came to Anaheim, California to be a part of this body classic. These were the guys that had already worked their way up the amateur bodybuilding ranks, with many having competed in Muscle Mania events around the world, including Europe, Asia, Canada, and Latin America. And most notable among them were the Muscle Mania professionals. They were here to cap off the world tour, which included stops in Italy, New York City, Hungary, Hong Kong, Toronto, Jakarta, and more. The pros were all here to compete against the elite of the sport and capture the ultimate crown of natural bodybuilding. Following prejudging earlier in the day, the field was narrowed to the top 10 finalists. D'Angelo, Davey, Ramos, Dixon, McQuay, Peterman, Yasuda, Wally, Ede, and Ray. They would flex and fight for victory. Delino Dixon would start this clash of the muscle titans. Massive by any bodybuilding standards, Delino grows increasingly bigger each year. At 5'11", he weighed an enormous 235 pounds. And these gigantic muscles are not just for show. Delino is an animal in the gym and has been known to lift some incredible weights. Try 230-pound barbell curls. But here comes a class act. Ade Rai. Yes, behind that native Balinese mask and dress is the Asian wonder himself. At 5'10" and weighing a mere 200 pounds, Ade is an incredible mix of genetic blessings, small bones, tiny joints, and full muscle development. Since winning the 1996 Muscle Mania Amateur Championships, he's captured the imagination of his native Indonesia, becoming a celebrated commercial star. He owns a chain of fitness centers, a monthly fitness magazine, a line of sports apparel, and appears in numerous television programs, commercials, and magazine advertisements.
In Indonesia, I try to create the image that if you want to get big, just do it naturally. That's what I'm trying to do. If you do it naturally, all the result you have, you can be very proud of that. I try to promote bodybuilding as a healthy sport in Indonesia. I heard a lot of things about bodybuilding, especially in the world and also in US, that it's very negative about bodybuilding because a lot of people who's involved in bodybuilding, I'm saying the athletes are taking a lot of drugs for competing and to be a champion. But what I try to promote in Indonesia is just try to promote bodybuilding as a healthy sport and change that image, because I think bodybuilding is not just about contest, it's not just about winning, but bodybuilding is more like a lifestyle.
Ade won the Super Body Pro Championships last year, so he was the favorite to take the Muscle Mania crown with him on the flight back to Jakarta. However, with the new American favorites Stan McQuay and mass monsters like Kenneth Ede and Delino Dixon, the audience would be left to wonder who would capture the bulk of the $10,000 cash prize. When we return, the Muscle Mania pros pose down to victory.